Dave from Moods of Overland, back in AOAA, which is unsurprising. But I have special guests today. We've got two folks that haven't been on the channel before.
Yeah.
Introduce yourselves for my viewers.
No, you go first.
I'm Teresa from Out of Office Camping.
And I'm Mark.
Also from Out of Office
Camping.
Yeah.
Because if you're, out of the office, you should be camping.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your channel.
Our channel, we really just like to share our adventures. We also like to share anything we've learned along the way, because we're always evolving, and we think that that can help people. You'll see a lot of us doing a lot of off-grid camping and a lot of things that we do to make that possible and comfortable. And then, things that we're doing to our trucks, products that we fall in love with. We only talk about products that we really believe in. And so really we say tips, tricks, and hacks. And then if you want to come out for some adventure, just come on over.
Awesome.
It's always a good time.
The interesting thing here is I met the two of you because you were looking at getting an Xterra to have something with a little bit more space for camping in.
Yep.
Because you camp inside your rig.
Yep. I love it. Absolutely love it. Like, I'm so happy with it. And it's still not built out the way, to the final.
Yeah.
So it's just going to keep getting better.
You guys are covering a lot of that on your channel, is the stuff that you're doing to this truck. So, if folks want to see somebody taking a new to them Nissan Xterra off-road with the locker and the Bilstein suspension and building it up for their purpose, tune in to Out of Office Camping, because that's something that Teresa's been doing, and Mark's been helping with that. And Mark's got his own pretty cool rig over here as well.
Yeah, the Ford Ranger. So we have the Nissan Xterra and the Ford Ranger. I have the GFC Go Fast Camper on it. And yeah, we, like Teresa said, doing a lot of modifications, and I think that's what's so great, especially with the Xterra. It's a really affordable platform, and many thanks to you, because really, like, when we were looking for this, you didn't know us, and I reached out to you through the group, and you were so generous and kind to really give a lot of good feedback. And that same day when you told us what the off-road was, we bought it.
We went and spent all that money.
Yeah, it's your fault.
And it was worth every penny.
Yes.
I mean, it's honestly is a very capable vehicle stock,
Yes, it is.
and that's what we loved about
Yes, it is.
So
Yes,
it has a good reputation.
And lots of room for her to sleep in the back.
Yep.
That's right.
And Nissan needs to make them again.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Bring them back.
All right, so we're going to go out and we're going to cruise around AOAA today, and Teresa's going to get some experience taking this off-road, and we're going to have a good time.
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Yeah.
Come on along. So you can't come to AOAA on your first time and not stop at Whaleback. You can see why they call it Whaleback, right?
Yeah,
it's
that
like
is so amazing.
it's just like the crust of the earth is like folded up there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it looks like. Like
Yeah.
a giant whale just surfacing.
So we found Goat Man. Mark and Teresa are gonna get their picture with Goat Man, so they get a sticker. Yeah, keep going a little bit more fast. Good. There you go. Yeah, good, good. That's just the rocks moving. No big deal. So I pull up a little closer. have an interesting opportunity here to reflect a little bit and think back to, you know, when I started out doing some off-roading kind of stuff with my Xterra. I've done a bunch of different stuff to it, and it's interesting to have a stock one to compare it to.
It's a 2008 off-road.
Very nice. And this is your first time in an off-road park?
Yes, yes.
First time in anything more than just like forest road kind of driving?
Yes, correct.
And what were your initial impressions of driving your stock Nissan Xterra, although it is the off-road package, right? But what did you expect coming in driving this vehicle, and how were your expectations different from reality?
So I didn't have any real expectations because I don't think knew what I was getting into. So I think that ignorance is bliss thing came into effect. But I was not concerned about the truck as far as capability on most of what we did. I think I was more nervous about my abilities. And everybody says that your truck is way more capable than you are. You just kind of have to get out of its way. So I think it took a little while for me to get really comfortable that, yeah, this truck, if I get everything in the right pot, like, you know, I downshift when I'm supposed to, all those things, it really is very comfortable to be in. I think my biggest concern, which we talked about, was my clearance, because I'm still very 100% stock. And there were
8.6 inches.
There were some things that were a little, you know, scary for me, but you taught me the trick of just like ride over it with your tire and not let it go under your truck, and that helped. There were a couple hill climbs, I'm not gonna lie, that I was like, there is no way I'm getting up this hill. But it almost does an idle crawl in first. And so I just kind of let it crawl, took my time. The trip back to the lunch spot, so the second half of the trail, I was way more comfortable. Like I wasn't second guessing things. And so I get what you were saying, like people just have to get out and do it and learn their vehicle, what they're comfortable with, what it's capable of, and then once you hit that comfort level, it kind of opens up a little bit of a new world for you. So yeah, I was so glad we did this, and I'm so grateful that you were willing to meet us here.
But you did great, by the way. Like first time out,
I
like, you know,
that.
I know we pushed you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
You did a couple of spots, but I was like, oh, after we did it, I was like,
you did really nice.
Oh, he just says go a little more passenger. I must be doing okay. And then when I turned around and saw what I did, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, you did. So, you did some nice little descents and stuff there.
Yeah, this place is cool.
It is. It's
really
a fun
cool.
spot.
It is. Really
we're at an off-road park, which I highly recommend to anybody doing any kind of overlanding, camping, just because you never know when you're going to need to draw on some skills like that.
Exactly.
Knowing how to, like, you know, work your way around some of the green and blue trails is always a good thing. Yeah. What's your plan for this vehicle? You mostly camp out of this, and where do you camp, and what's your build plan? We
do a lot of all of our camping is off grid. We try to get as remote as possible. So for me, I just like sleeping in my vehicle. I feel safer, and so I keep the inside of my truck pretty open. As far as mods for the truck, definitely tires.
Yes.
Definitely suspension. I just need, I mean, it's a 2008 and it has all of its original suspension. So I know that it's getting tired. So I'll be doing that. I do want to get a hitch put on. We talked about replacing my gas tank skid plate because it, again, is showing its age. Aside from that, as far as like performance, that's pretty much where I'm probably going to go, and I'm going to really try to keep it within the parameters of a stock Xterra, because I really want to show my whole thing, even like with my Kia build, I have a Kia Soul that I overlanded, is that you don't have to spend $50,000
no, you don't.
to have fun
and
have a good time. And today proved it to me that even my little stock Xterra, like 100% stock, still like original everything, was able to do a lot of that stuff, and the stuff that we didn't do was not because of it, more probably because of me. I like your basket idea. I'm really liking that, so I might be thinking about that down the road in case you haven't talked about that. That's like,
I mean, there's a lot on my rig I haven't actually talked about. Most of my focus has been our trips.
Because I just like how you can, you know, drop things in and it's a little more secure.
Yeah, there's something else to attach to besides just the stock roof rails or crossbar.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good segue to talk a little bit about some of the differences that that we see between these two. The biggest one, right, is just, you can tell looking at them.
It's like little sister and big brother.
Yeah, mine's a little higher off the ground.
A lot higher.
I also have a little bit more rust than you do there. I'm going to cut that out.
Yeah, that's character build.
But yeah, so, and you talked about suspension, and I mean, I haven't done anything radical to mine, but it does have Bilstein 5100 shocks at all four corners. At the front, they're coilovers with, I think it's 600-pound springs. They're at the lowest setting, which is supposed to be an inch and a half-ish suspension lift.
It still gives you so much more travel and just clearance to me.
Well, and the thing for me was just the room for, these are 33s, right? And in theory, you can fit 33s on a stock suspension with a little bit more melt mod kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a little bit of cut plastic has to happen.
Yeah, I think it's more melding than cutting. I have that, and then on the rear suspension, also the Bilsteins, but I have a couple extra leafs in the suspension to give me an extra 1,000 pounds per side of weight capacity. I do also have a shackle. I replaced the factory one, and again, in theory, that gives me an inch and a half, although with that new suspension, the back's got to be closer to 2.5. The bumper we talked about.
Yeah, I like that bumper a lot.
Yeah, that
again,
gave
like
me.
We talked about like you had said, build it to what you're doing. Like
right.
Build it to
a tow hitch makes sense for you.
Right.
I don't use mine a ton, but I have it if I should need it. I've talked at different points about maybe doing a small travel trailer, but the recovery points I have used.
Well, you talked about your rock slides too. You did those too, right? And
yeah.
They're bolted to the frame?
Yes, both the bumper and the rock sliders are from Hardcore Off-Road here in Pennsylvania. They're out in Weedville. They do a nice job. They do good welding. I like those guys, and I can go pick it up, and it's an excuse to go to Quijana Wild area or whatever. I didn't do, a lot of people do like the full metal bumper. I just did a winch carrier that's got a couple of light tabs. That's the Wham bumper winch mount with the infamous Harbor Freight Badland 12,000 capacity winch, which honestly I can't complain about. I've used it several times, at least once on a video on the channel. It works great. I added fog lights because mine was the S, not the off-road. And my axle is now also the same. We have the same rear axle because I did not originally have the locker, and I put an axle from an off-road in when my rear def started to go, because the price just to do ring and pinion gears, just the parts, was the same as getting an axle off of an off-road that had the rear locker with the M226 differential, which is a Dana 44 variant. There's lots of stuff inside, like gang panel switch for lighting and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I have the canopy and the roof basket that you talked about, and that's convenient both for throwing stuff in and mounting stuff on, like the antenna for the GMRS, which having the external antenna is a nice upgrade.
Like when I got my comm station, I got that from Bullet Point.
Oh yeah, you guys did the Bullet Point mounting solution stuff. And, yeah, but that is a nice mounting solution. You need a new head unit there. That thing's not. How do you run CarPlay or Android Auto on that?
I don't know what you're
your radio.
Oh yeah, it's a but it's a, what's it called?
It's Rockford Fosgate. Yeah, I know. It's a decent unit, but it's like any vehicle I get, I mean, I got to get the
swap out.
I got to get the CarPlay head unit so I can run Onyx off-road and stuff in dash. Well, Teresa, thanks for kind of walking me through your your experience here for the first time at AOAA. I can reflect back on mine, and I have some similar thoughts as you do, so it's kind of fun to hear somebody else, their first time here, thinking about things and challenging themselves. And it's cool to be able to compare our two rigs. I'll be really interested to see how it evolves. Awesome, that's great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right.
All
right. So we were making our way around this over here, because on the other side it had a sign saying it was a deep mud area, enter at your own risk. But the bypass as you come out of it is super narrow. So we're just spotting ourselves through here. So here comes Mark. Oh, by riding up on the trunk, you didn't have to back up. Nice work.
Wow, you did great.
That looks like a pretty good line, honestly. Yeah, you're going to need to come a bit drier, but the tree's going to force you there anyway. Yeah, he's all right. No, you're good. Straighten him out. You're good. It shouldn't drop you back much more. That's nice. I feel like you're going to want to ride that rock on the driver's side though, because I don't know about that rotopax on the back once it gets here. Yeah, just come up over it. A little bit. Yeah, that's the right idea. A little bit that direction, drivers. Yeah, that's pretty good. Come with the wheels that way, just forward. I like that. Hold on. Yeah, a little bit that direction. And now I think you're going to cut it back, and that rotopax is going to be fine. I'd start coming back the other way, Mark. Just the slightest bit. Straight. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Straight to me. Uh-huh. Looking good. That's it. Yeah, all good, man. Nice.
Good job, thank you.
Yeah, that's a tight one. It was a fantastic day sharing AOAA with Mark and Teresa. Be sure to check out their channel, Out of Office Camping. With Teresa being a new Xterra owner and novice off-roader, it was exciting to introduce her to some new vehicular challenges. It also gave me a chance to reflect on my own rig's evolution and how my skills have improved over time. Stay tuned for more fun and informative adventures. The channel has gained many new subscribers this past month. If you're one of them, welcome and thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to do so. I have a goal to reach over 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'd appreciate your help. See you on the next adventure.